Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Death Battle Cast. Number 4? Is this our fourth? Our fourth!
SKELETOBER! Well, bravo, Ben. You nailed that. And Mike, great job.
we practiced for 3 hours before this. No, this is, of course, our second time doing SKELETOBER. Electric Skelebaloo. Chat saying there's something behind me. I think you guys are crazy. But yes, we have another Halloween matchup for you. And of course, next week we have the last episode of SKELETOBER. See, I missed a week, so I got to get as many of these in as I can.
You sure are.
Because I miss doing it. Yeah, and it'll actually be on Halloween itself, which is crazy, or at least the live show will be. I'm, of course, joined by Chad, as usual. Hello, Chad. What's up,
hey, everybody.
Joined by Liam Swan, director of the most recent episode of Death Battle that just aired.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
That was incredibly bizarre to look at.
Well,
There was.
yeah, we're just getting started today.
And then producer of the show, Aaron, is here as well.
Hello.
Hey.
Been a minute since Aaron's been
That's all
on.
I got for you.
But you are here because you are excited about this matchup that we're doing, right?
Yeah. No, when we've been planning out our SKELETOBER month, I'm very busy in our little producer's box, but when I heard that we were doing Jack Skellington versus the Grinch, I was just like, okay, I'll make time. I'll be here for this one.
You totally were a Nightmare on Elm Street fan as a kid, right? I can tell. It's the odds are good for anybody in our generation.
Yeah.
Or our field.
Yeah, what gave it away?
Yes, we are doing Jack Skellington versus the Grinch. And Chad will be repping the Grinch, and Liam will be repping good old Jack. Very excited to get into it. Before we do, I do want to mention, if you have not seen our most recent episode, Gojo versus Makima, it is currently out, and people seem to be enjoying it. So I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't. Yeah, we're very excited about it. The animation team killed it. It's our first time exploring these franchises in Death Battle, which was both a challenge and a treat. It was really fun. I'm very proud of the team for what they did with it. But yeah, go ahead and check it out. And also, our next episode coming up is going to be pretty exciting. It is Scooby-Doo versus Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I love me a dumb cartoon fight, so I'm excited.
It's a good one. So yeah, that will be coming out in 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that. We will have more information about it because there's a lot we would like to talk about regarding it. But we'll have more about it next week when we show the sneak peek. So be sure to tune in for that. We'll also have a little bit more information about our 24-hour window debacle that we're dealing with right now later on in the show. We'll do a little quick update for that. And of course, the way this show works is we will be debating who will win between Jack and Grinch. And you guys in the chat watching this live right now will be able to vote on who wins alongside me this time, which is pretty rare, and Aaron, because Chad and Liam will be arguing.
Yeah.
So keep in mind what these two have to say about the characters, because I have no idea what direction this is going to go with these two. So I am excited to be surprised. And yeah, let's see how this goes. I feel like this could go either complete like cartoon shenanigans or just be incredibly underwhelming. Who knows?
Underwhelming.
Oh,
Wall level.
I'm skeptical about that one.
yeah, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
Well, we'll see. Okay, well, let's get started then. Who wants to go first?
Liam, you want to go? I want to see. Yeah, you go.
I don't usually ask who wants to go first. Usually I just pick somebody. So I'm trying out something new here.
Yeah, I'll go first. Why not? Shut up. Oh, never mind. Don't shut up. But I'll put fun on mute for just the exact moment. Jack Skellington is actually kind of fucking nuts. It is not he does not just have feats from the movies, but even just from the movies, he is the Lord of Pumpkins. He is so scary. He can frighten people and give them heart attacks. And he also has a fucking Devil May Cry video game, where he like kicks ass and fights like building-sized kaiju monsters and everything. He has a ton of extremely broken equipment. He has some frankly insane strength and speed feats. And he is tangentially connected to the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Jack is just overloaded with an arsenal that is incredibly deadly, powers that are incredibly deadly, and the Grinch literally doesn't have anything that would even be able to kill him, put him down permanently. That's how insane his durability is. I think Jack's got it.
All right.
Hey, right off the bat,
Ooh.
I want to specify something real quick.
Yeah,
Is it a Devil May Cry video game or a Devil May Cry-esque video game?
I believe it was.
That's
I
a
believe
big
it was
difference.
Actually, I believe it was actually like used to develop some ideas for Devil May Cry. Like I believe it might have been made between 2 and 3, but I'm not sure. Ben, you're completely
we lost your
quiet,
audio,
at least
Ben.
for me.
So it's not actually Devil May Cry.
It's not a literal Devil May Cry game, but if you look at it, you're gonna go, "That's a Devil May Cry game."
But it's not
It's-
actually.
but not
'cause if it
actually.
was actually a DMC
So it is
game,
not literally
we may as
Devil
well
May
wrap
Cry.
up cast now, unless
Unless
the
Jack
Grinch is in one of
Skellington.
the Dark Souls games or something. I don't know at that point.
It is not a literal Devil May Cry game, but if you look at it, you're gonna go, "Oh,
Okay.
Devil May Cry."
All right.
Okay, Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Grinch.
Man, I totally, if I thought of it until like right before we went live, totally would have written this all in rhyme. My bad. Another time, who knows? Yeah, originally thought the Grinch was gonna get rocked, not gonna lie, because I knew about the Devil May Cry game when we were talking about this. And then I started digging into the Grinch, and I just want to give a momentary shout out because I found a respect thread that was absolutely incredible. And at the top it said, "Hey, Death Battle Cast, if you ever use this." It is from 10 months ago. So shout out to the respect thread by your boy Benny and team who put that together. It was very helpful. Wanted you to get your shout out. So that led me to a lot of things because the Grinch has a lot more media than I realized. I mean, he's got multiple different movies. He's got the books, of course, but he also had multiple video games and some weird like puppet show stuff. And in there, I have found the Grinch is incredibly more powerful, durable, and faster than you would ever possibly imagine. Plus, he is a master engineer, can create anything within moments to hours. And I've never seen the Grinch ever be pierced or broken.
Pierced or
I also have
broken.
never been pierced or broken before. I must be immune.
That's not
Yeah,
true.
what is it?
Lies.
Okay.
You have been pierced before.
Never, not once. Completely.
You heard it here first. Liam has never been
Completely
vaccinated.
Yeah, like,
He's a peasant from the 1300s.
just
I just wanted to
complete.
address that because this is an argument that's been used on cast before. It's like, I've never seen him be killed.
Well, no, but it's not like we've seen the Grinch get hit by, like, for example, like there was this little, like, it's called like a something long tooth munch or something like that, and it's like got huge fangs and it just like gnaws on the shit out of his leg, and then he's fine. He doesn't even care.
Yeah, okay. Well, Jack Skellington has fought Oogie Boogie
Mhm.
when Oogie Boogie at the end of at the aforementioned Devil May Cry video game grew to the size of a fucking skyscraper and was walking around and creating shockwaves with every step. And he took hits from him, no problem, and kicked his ass. So I would say that yeah, Jack Skellington, he's not just a bag of bones. He's pretty freaking
Oh yeah,
tough.
for sure. Real quick though, 4 Green Leafs gifted 10 memberships, Kage gifted 5, and then Kincherex another 5. Y'all going crazy. Excited about this matchup. I love that they're already just
You good?
You
went
all
crazy.
right, Liam? Okay.
Yeah, I was going crazy because of the membership. I'm
yeah.
not
Okay, okay.
Just a little bit.
So
I don't want to just go like out the gate into the insanity stuff, right? Like you want to talk a
well,
little
I
bit.
just want to know how this is going to go at all. Like, how does this even start? What does Grinch do to fight?
I mean, He's very strong, which I'll get into the exact numbers later. He's very, very, very fast. Believe it or not, a lot of it ties into what he can do with a shovel. Man, that guy can dig, man.
Yeah. Can dig himself a grave going up against Jack Skellington.
He sure can, and he has a lot of like. You don't. He doesn't even need to put him in the ground. He'll just eat him. That was one thing I was thinking about. I was like, the Grinch can eat like anything, and not have it affect him at all, including like molten hot metal. So I think I was like, eating Jack is definitely a possibility. He eats bones, no problem. But the Grinch also has like a bunch of different tools. I mean, he has like everything from like ninja stars to a like machine that can blanket an entire town in snow. He has this thing is so wild. It's the new animated Grinch movie. He has this like context sensitive candy cane multi-tool that seemingly can be anything. Like, provided it is there for the context. Like, he's like, oh, I just need to get lifted up, and turns into like an Inspector Gadget helicopter. Then as he's going down into the chimney, it turns into a thing with rollers on the side to take him down the chimney. Then as he gets there, he just feels like this, and it turns into a huge superpower magnet that magnetizes everything in the room to him. It's like, this, the multi-tool candy cane is pretty wild, and seemingly is fully context sensitive, but, yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I would say that Jack also has a notable arsenal, and at least when I was looking up the Grinch's arsenal versus Jack's is a lot deadlier. Like, the Grinch stories where the Grinch is using it, he's using it to like cause mayhem, and do like Dr. Seussy cartoony stuff. Jack, a lot of his arsenal comes from video games and comics where he's just straight up using them in combat. So hang on. Oh my god, I hate when I like look at my notes.
I assume you have like some pumpkin bombs or something like that.
In fact, he does have pumpkin bombs. So that's
the Grinch has the equivalent of that in the video games. They're like super stinky rotten eggs, but when I say that, it's not just like, oh, they smell really bad, but they're like blowing up walls and shit and like stalagmites. So
Jack has the frog gun, which shoots out frog breath, which instantly kills anybody that smells it. He has bat boomerangs, which are not what you think they are. He just summons bats to fight for him. They are not boomerangs. They don't, like...
They're not batarangs.
No, they're not batarangs. They're just bats that he summons. They're not boomerangs at all.
This is so funny because also similar, the Grinch has Grinchlings, which are little green, little bat-like things that can go fight and like fight and
sounds
annoy
like
people.
Some fucked up... Jack has a mirror that can duplicate anything caught in its light beams. Which Jack can then like command to go fight for him. So I hope the Grinch is capable of fighting another Grinch, as well as Jack Skellington.
The Grinch can do the same thing in the Cat in the Hat crossover comic. He has the wildest stuff. So one, I'll start with what the very first thing this thing does. It's a device that he creates that shoots out pure darkness, and it can like home and track the person so much so that you can't see anything in front of your face. Like, it's completely pitch black, and it literally will just follow you around, even inside buildings, despite it's clearly being shot from outside. So who knows? But then he starts like playing with like other things he can shoot from this thing, and he shoots out like a rainbow of color. And this thing can do everything from like create clones of whatever it touches that then seemingly are under the control of the Grinch because they start causing chaos and doing what he wanted them to do. Just the color itself, when it bounces off something, becomes fully tangible and like can put rings around people and close them in. And then at one point, when the Cat in the Hat gets hit by this beam directly, it turns him into just sound. Like he just becomes sound. He's a little sound wave that he's just talking, and that's it.
Like a sound note in the air.
Like it's like a
sound wave
waveform.
wave.
He's a vertical waveform. Here, actually, Mike, do you want to bring that up? I have that image. It's yeah.
What?
Oh,
He's just
interesting.
Yeah. So he has like
That's funny. It's funny you say that, because Jack can initiate a sing-off as well as a dance-off with anybody that immediately captures them and forces them to sing, and then he can actually control the sound notes that he's created and weaponize them as projectiles. So even transforming into sound waveforms would not save the Grinch there.
I'm so fascinated by the number of things that they already both have.
because I have an
They
exact
can
counter
both
to that.
duplicate sentient things to fight for them.
Yeah.
They can
So-
both manipulate sound.
And I have specifically something for that, which I'll get into real quick. Y'all are going crazy. Michael with the 10 gifted subs, Lily Mandragon with 5. Oh my God, Vamilator with 20. Y'all are going crazy. Thank you so much. Sorry, it's very hard for me to argue and keep track of that. So, Aaron, if you want to pull that up for somebody, that would be awesome.
Sure.
Okay, so here's the thing: the Grinch has built a device called the Vacuum Sound, and it specifically can distort any noise into whatever he wants. So like he can make it sound stupid or silly or whatever, or he can blast someone with it and it will completely remove the ability for them to make noise. So it can literally change sound or suck up sound or remove it. So
Jack
There
can
will-
remove your soul. I think that's a little more directly applicable to a fight.
Okay.
with
Hang on,
his
hang on,
weapon,
hang on, hang on.
The soul
So-
robber.
Okay, so the vacuum sound, like how is it just like a gun that he points at somebody and it takes away their sound? Like, how does that work?
It
Yeah.
sounds like it's a.
It's like a Dr.
vacuum.
Seuss,
Like,
I
is
think,
it a
machine. Yeah.
pointable.
Is it an actual vacuum?
it's a shop vac basically. And he's just like,
that literally sucks up
That
sound.
sounds
Okay.
right.
yeah, but again, can change sound too. So like he can like change from birds that were singing to it makes them burp because he thought it was funny. He can make them do whatever they want, right? But then bees, he was like, bees should never make sound, and he's just like, haha, now they can't, and then he just leaves, and it persists. So he
Yeah.
can Ursula
So if
people.
Jack ever starts singing, he can just mute him.
Well, to be fair, when you're caught in the sound off, you can't do the sing off, you can't do anything else. You're stuck in a trance. Same thing with like the dance off. You're incapable of escaping. So they wouldn't actually. I mean, it's a nice thing that we'd probably use in the animation, but it wouldn't be a direct counter because he wouldn't be able to activate it unless he did it like beforehand. I don't think either of those are going to be deciding factors because stealing sound isn't going to do anything particular to like kill or hurt Jack. Stealing your soul, however, with the soul robber, which is his main stretchy like squish. You know those things that you get from the little like kid vending machines at like restaurants where you put the quarter in and you get the sticky hand and you get to like fling it and stick it and your mom get really pissed off if you hit her with it,
Yeah.
which you never would
Slappy
do.
hand
Slappy
or
hand,
whatever.
yeah,
I
whatever
do
the fuck.
That
A sticky hand.
is the one
It's
and
that.
only thing I ever got a detention for.
Yeah, right. Yeah, of course. And like,
Look,
you keep it
you
with you,
can't
and it's
help it.
awesome. And you keep it in your pocket, and then it gets all like dusty, so it's not really sticky anymore. But it's just kind of like has like a fur to it with all the lint
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That except without the like fur thing and with the ability to rip out your fucking soul. It is Jack's main DMC style like attack move. Souls are basically it's actually like DMC where they're kind of like a currency where like if you hit an opponent, they're like their soul like is slowly kind of drained out of them.
Yeah. How quickly does that work?
What is it?
Like
What? Sorry, what is this game called?
Oogie Boogie's Revenge.
sounds like
It's called
Skellington's
Devil May Cry
Revenge.
3. Jack is right before the Virgil fight, right before the second Virgil fight. Sorry.
It was a strange departure in the tone, but
Yeah.
it was executed really well, so we forgive it.
And I also wanted to bring up something kind of interesting. So Jack, Jack is the Pumpkin King. He has a supernatural ability to scare people, anyone, no matter what. That's his main thing. And it includes scaring people so hard that they get heart attacks and die. And you'd be actually more vulnerable to a heart attack if you suffered from something called cardiomegaly.
There it
Megaly?
is.
Yeah, which is an enlarged heart, which weakens the tissue and makes you more susceptible to stuff like heart attacks. If only we knew of somebody whose heart grew 3 sizes in a matter of seconds, causing irreparable tissue stretching. I wonder.
Okay, so first of all, couple things. Opposite. One, it is not an enlarged heart more than a normal size heart because in the very beginning of the poem they talk about maybe it was because he was born with a heart 3 sizes too small. So I would argue that it's different that this guy has the most durable heart in the world because we watched in real time his heart triple in size and it did not explode and he did not die. So I would say his heart is incredibly durable.
But the tissue is still being stretched larger, 3 times larger than the size when he was born. Yeah, we all seem fine. Heart disease is a silent killer, Chad. So we all seem fine on the outside. But when Jack goes to him, sound or not, Grinch is
I
gonna
have
fucking
facts that
keel
we watched
over
it grow
and
3
die.
sizes and he survived. You are complete conjecture that it gave him heart
Complete
disease.
conjecture. This is fucking analysis.
This
Oh my
feels
God,
like
just
we're
because he-
ramping up for like a PSA on heart disease.
I thought
Make
yeah, I
sure
know,
at
right?
least once a year you go see your PCP
Your
and get your blood work
cardiologist,
done,
yeah,
folks.
yeah.
It's really important.
That's so funny. I thought that was gonna be a dumb little throwaway thing of just like that he survived his heart growing 3 sizes in an instant, and you're just like, no, it's a weakness, and I'm like, it's durability.
Look.
He does survive his heart growing 3 sizes in the
See?
matter of seconds, and in the cartoon, it physically moves other anatomy inside of his body, and he's fine for the rest of the movie.
I can survive.
He's not
First of
only
all-
fine, he's energized by it.
Yeah.
First of all,
Right?
the rest
He
of
had
the
to
movie
go
is
That's
see-
about
how he's
being-
able to
he had
lift.
to go
No,
see
I'm
his
not
general
gonna
care
right?
practitioner.
First
He
of
gets
all-
super strength from it. He lifts the
But
whole
he's
like
fine.
sled.
Yeah.
First of all, Jack's ability to scare people to death would work regardless of I'm just trying to the
Isn't
Grinch.
the Grinch
He'll
capable
get
the
there
Grinch,
of
eventually.
scaring people so bad that they maybe not die, but
No.
like the whole point is that he's super scary too.
No, he's
so-
not super scary. He's a grump. He's a Grinch. Grinch literally means like he's Oscar the Grouch.
Sure.
He's not scary.
I thought people were like
I
terrified.
mean,
of him.
in the live
don't like
action,
him.
he's depicted as scary.
He
I
does
mean,
not
they-
have
they
the
do it more in the way
supernatural
of, like,
ability to
"Oh,
terrify
he looks
people.
so ugly. We're scared of him."
Right,
but
right,
like
right.
it is depicted as that he is scary.
Right, and that's one of the things that the Grinch was annoyed about with Cindy Lou Who's because everyone else is like, why, everyone else like runs from him, right? Because he's this chaos incarnate, and then also looks ugly, and then also has no Christmas spirit, so people don't want to be around him. But
Yeah, the
everybody
Grinch is
usually flees from
ugly.
him.
The Grinch is scary because he's ugly. Jack is the Pumpkin
Well-
King
Wow,
that has
that's
the
rude,
supernatural.
Liam.
It's true. It's true, and is in fact the plot somehow of the Gary Grinch movie.
I want to point out, he got made fun of for being ugly. They weren't scared of him then. Then they got real scared when he lifted up a fucking tree as a child and threw it at them across the room and then ran away. So like that was the beginning little hint of his
Oh, that's
super strength.
right.
Yeah,
In the live action one, they had him. He was actually part of the village at first.
Yeah. So he
Well, that was
always, He
weird.
was just made fun of his appearance. But
Let's
they
get
only
back
got
to,
scared
like-
when they're like, "Uh-oh, motherfuckers got super strength."
I need to let's get back to the point. Jack has a supernatural ability to scare people so hard that they instantly die. The Grinch does not. The Grinch is just a big green dude that scares people. It is
I
not the
scared
same
a lot
thing
of kids
at all.
in the movie, and they were fine.
Jack doesn't need to. Jack doesn't he can oscillate the ability to which he scares.
he?
Like he doesn't. He isn't gonna murder children on accident. These men were probably guilty of murder. I don't know. I don't know who the men he killed were, but they certainly did die. He also survived being shot down by anti-aircraft guns in the Nightmare Before Christmas and was totally fine by that. He just landed and was okay.
Oh, which just fun fact, in the 3D video game with the Grinch, so he builds the sled and just gives it laser guns, and you try and shoot down Santa Claus at one point. So those are there.
Wait, okay. Wait, is this ability to scare people to death, is that in the game? Is that in Oogie Boogie's Revenge?
It's
Santi Sherm says it doesn't work on bosses.
the bosses are also I don't know. I mean, boss mechanics also play a factor in where you have abilities that don't necessarily work on the bosses. Like Mega Man,
But
the
you
time
could argue
stops.
that there's-
You do,
There you
in
go.
fact, have to look at the mechanics of a video game when we're talking about things from a video game. That is true.
It's true.
To a certain extent, you could also argue that it's just not that strong. You
That
could
is-
also say it
There's a
gives
threshold.
heart attacks to people who are
who have
kind
hearts
of
weakened by
it's like the
having
weak-minded thing, right?
heart
From
tissue
Star
stretched
Wars.
3 times its
Yeah,
size in about 5 seconds.
weak-hearted.
Are we
That is
gonna
not
have
a
to
thing.
if this becomes an
unfortunately.
actual episode, are we gonna have to call in a cardiologist to consult? This seems like a real
Just because
sticking
the
point.
Grinch
I love it.
survived the next 2 minutes of the animated short does
So-
not mean that he's not
I do
suffering
feel
heart
like okay.
damage.
I mean,
so,
they described that he basically has a happily ever after in the village. Like the narrator did
Dying
say,
quietly
and
in
then
your
2
sleep
days
is a
later
happily-
he
happily
died
ever
of a heart
after.
attack.
I will
Scarring
say just
Cindy
to
Lou Who for life, seeing her one friend keel over and die in front of her 2
Yeah,
days
but
after the
just to try to
incident.
put a bow on the heart thing, if his heart was really severely enlarged to a point where it was a weakness, I feel like it wouldn't have been presented in the way that it was, where it just expands instantly and he's suddenly super strong, super energized, and is just able to do it. Like he like races back down the mountain and gives everything out in like seconds. Like it's this like superhuman feat.
I
of
think
him,
you
like,
guys are taking
turning
the
back.
absence of a post-credit scene where the Grinch dies of a heart attack to
But he
mean
does.
that
Why
like,
are we
your heart
sticking
to
on
me
this?
not let me finish
There's
my
nothing
sentence!
to support that.
To
There's
take
nothing to support that.
To take that, the fact that your heart stretching 3 sizes is going to cause damage. This is a tertiary point, though. The Grinch's Jack's ability would work regardless of your heart strength. And certainly it is not the size.
Isn't it a heart attack though?
Yes.
You said it was a heart attack.
Yes. It causes heart attacks. I'm not like the Grinch's
But
heart
it's
is not the Grinch's. If your argument is that the Grinch is not suffering damage because his heart is returning to a size it's supposed to be, even though it was literally born that way, then it doesn't mean that his heart is any stronger than normal too.
His heart is 3 times stronger than a normal heart.
It is not.
No,
it is not
it
3
started-
times stronger. Its size is 3 times bigger. Jesus Christ.
I'm saying him
Because it
surviving
started out
that
as a
rapid
third of the
expansion.
size, so now it's technically a normal size for a
Yeah.
Grinch heart.
Rosef the Joe says,
That's
but
true,
what
it's
if the
actually
heart
a
feet
normal
was a
sized
metaphor?
Yeah,
Yeah, so the argument that it's too big is irrelevant.
right. It's a normal sized heart.
Great.
But I'm arguing that it is extra durable because it went through a rampant expansion and he was fine. And
Well,
we
we
know
don't
that he's
know-
okay.
But it
yes, we
enlarged-
do because
whatever,
he's appeared in
okay.
other
The
specials
actual
like the
thing
one
to
with the
speak
cat
to
in the hat.
Just because you
The
can
actual thing to
live
speak to a
with-
cardiologist about is
Yes.
that the Grinch was a medical miracle for having a heart a third of the size for the majority of his life, but survived.
Anyways, I have more stuff for Jack
Yeah.
that we're
Alright.
moving on.
That
from.
actually- yeah, same for the Grinch.
I know that the
relevant.
Grinch has like electricity attacks, and those would actually help Jack because he absorbs electricity to heal himself. He can interact with intangible beings like ghosts. He is
Sorry, can I
immune
jump
to
in real quick
fire.
on that one?
Sure.
Sorry, because it ties in so well. Mike, will you please bring up Grinch dreams? The Grinch can see your dreams and reach into them and create tangible objects. I can't play the clip because we don't want to
I'm
get
so
DMCA'd.
glad that Jack will not be going to sleep at any point in the middle of this fight.
I'm just saying, if he can see your dreams,
means
there's
that
an
he can
argument
do
that he can see
anything.
thought. That he can see thought.
You know.
He does read Max's mind at one point. By the way, Zero absolutely takes a shit on Max. Zero is an intangible ghost dog that led Santa's sleigh as it traveled across the world at, according to the University of Leicester, Santa's sleigh should be moving at 0.5% the speed of light.
To hit everything in the
yeah. So Zero
That's
would
fun.
blitz the fuck out of Max and like eradicate him at
That would be
at
the start of the
subrelativistic
fight.
speeds.
Yeah.
That would be the
Yeah.
start. That is what leads
Max
to
dies
this.
and the gloves are off.
Much as I love Max,
Yeah.
I actually liked Max more than Zero, but it's not happening. It's not happening. Yeah, there's more stuff. Jack can can take on a Pumpkin King form, where he is surrounded by fire and can blitz forward and like fly in like a force field of flame. He is totally invincible in that form. He can breathe fire and disintegrate anything he touches. It's essentially a starman. He has spring water.
Are there prerequisites for entering that form?
I mean, it's a Metroidvania, so it might be like a meteor has to build up or something. But I would say like just by default he'd get like 1 transformation per fight. You take characters at their like you would give them everything, you know, Sonic and Supersonic. So
Sure.
I don't know the specifics though.
We don't know to what depths, but I know that the Grinch is resistant to heat. I mean, you see him like literally eat superheated metal and it be no big deal other than the cartoonish like and then the steam comes out the ears and he enjoys it.
Well, thankfully, the Grinch or the Jack also has a second form, his Santa Claus form that he can go into from a different game, where he has he can produce presents from Santa's bag that stun opponents. He can shoot ice beams that freeze you, and he can use presents as like a force field to like block attacks. So he's got lots. He's got fire and he's got fucking ice.
You're going to use presents against arguably the greatest creature in the history of fiction at stealing presents.
You can steal that shit. It's gonna explode in his fucking face. Yeah, steal those presents, baby. Those fuckers are dangerous. Go right ahead. Jack's gonna sneak a fucking tactical nuke inside one of those things and blow them up.
Where is he getting a
where did the
tactical
tactical
nuke?
nuke come
I
from?
don't think he would actually have a tactical nuke. It's more of a metaphor talking about the weapons that he has. Whatever.
Oh, metaphor. It's the nuke is a metaphor.
Nuke is a
Metaphor
metaphor
for being powerful.
for Grinch's heart. His fucking
Gotcha,
heart condition.
gotcha.
It's on
And
a-
then his nuclear warhead criticizes that day.
We're here to leave
okay.
the heart alone now.
Yeah, get to the hole.
Come on.
Get to the hole. We need to.
Well, let's get to the
escalate.
heart of the debate then. We've
Mm.
talked about their abilities, but you guys have mentioned a shovel and like some
I like-
incredibly out there feats, and I want to
Yes.
know about those.
All right. So first of all, I love that Liam introduced. Get to the hole.
Get to the hole. Get to the hole.
So I'll start with this one, which is Mike, if you want to bring up Grinch digging too. So Grinch can dig, man, in a bunch of different things. You see him digging lots of holes. And so this panel specifically says to dig a hole. He dug that hole deep as could be, as deep as sleep, as deep as the sea. It did not stop. It just went on hither, thither, there, and yon, wherever that is, to upper Milf, apparently, and lower Mulf,
Nice.
until it came out in the Gulf of Zichazolf, almost as far as halfway to the nearest star.
Chad, did they give like specific instructions about where Upper Milf was? I just for a friend. I wanted to see if I could just just take some
You
notes.
know, unfortunately, you'll have to ask the Grinch.
Okay,
But
all
he
right.
started
Wow.
at Upper Milf and went to Lower Mulf, so
It's called
So-
when the question what a wolf is.
Yeah. What? Oh, a mother, you.
I'm gonna be good. Uh,
Okay.
but so look, I didn't want to just hang like like a speed feed or whatever, because there's no we don't know how long it took him. When it says halfway to the nearest star, how far is that? He didn't literally dig to space, so it's like, are we gonna go like how it's half of like what, like the average distance between stars is like 4 to 5 light years, so it's like, is it half of that? And it's like, I don't know. So I knew I was gonna get semantics a lot with this, so I was just like, all right. But then I found this and I went, you know what? Liam's gonna be so proud of me. I'm gonna do math. And so I'm gonna have to pull up my sheet here and I'm gonna have an image too. But so there's this like puppet show where there's this puppet Grinch and he starts digging this huge hole. And so I'm watching this and I was like, man, this hole is massive. I was like, it sure would be great if I knew how long it was, because they mentioned that he digs it in a day and 1 hour. And then in the rhyme, it tells me that he dug 486 miles away. So in one day, in 1 hour, the Grinch dug 486 miles. The average person can dig 26 cubic feet per 8 hours. So I was like, let's measure some shit. So Mike, if you want to bring this up really quick. So when it comes to the height of the Grinch, there's two different heights. And that is the Jim Carrey one is 6'2", and then the 1966 is I believe 5'5". I knew you'd be proud. So I took about half the Grinch's averaged height between the two versions of the Grinch, right? Did that about there, laid that down to get the length of the hole, which is 8.5 feet, and then the width of the hole was 0.85 feet. So then we know that this is, like I said, what is it? Hold on, let me pull that back up. It is 486 miles, so I converted that to feet, which you see that there. So to get the average cubic feet of what he dug 222,479,136 feet in 25 hours, which comes out to 71,193,323.52 cubic feet per 8 hours. So that makes him 263,678,976 times faster and stronger than the average person. So considering, so I was like, all right, cool. Let's see how fast that is. So I start looking. And I'm like, all right, the average man can run at 8 miles per hour. And I guess it's going to be some rough math, right? But like the average man can run at 8 miles per hour. So if we were to use that scaling on how much faster he can move when shoveling than the average man, if he were running, it would come out at 2,109,431,808 miles per hour. And since the speed of light is 671 million miles per hour, it means the Grinch is 314 times faster than the speed of light.
Nice. That's pretty good.
I was like,
Okay.
There you go.
That's similar to a calc I've done for something else, which I won't say what it is. Because it's not really.
Do you
it doesn't
have a
anything to do with
counter
Death Battle.
to this?
And so what was crazy to me is I was like, I found this first and I got all excited because I was like, no one has ever calced this. Like no one with a stupid puppet Grinch show. And I was like, they gave us all the tools to know it. So I was like, all right. And then that's when I found the panel. And then I was like, oh, it's dug as deep as the ocean, halfway to the nearest star. And I was like, that kind of backs that up, along with the fact that he can steal everything in Whoville in one night. And one night, now I say everything, it literally is stated in the book, all down to the last can of Who Hash. So in one night, he's
Who
stolen.
Hash is small. They're very conservative with their Who Hash.
but down to
Every
so,
Who
like, he
edible
stole
as well.
all that shit in one night.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I'll add on that I think that the 0.5% the speed of light for Santa's deliveries is also one of the lower end calcs that I've seen. I don't have a specific number for this, but I know that there are many that are faster than light because you're going across and giving presents to every single house that celebrates Christmas, which is more than just Christians. But there is another big counter to this. And it is that Jack is not just featured in the Disney movie The Nightmare Before Christmas. He's not just featured in novels and comics.
Oh no!
Here it is.
He's not just featured in video games. He's
Here it
featured in
is.
Kingdom Hearts. And
There you go.
and is one of the assistant characters that comes on that you meet when you go to the Nightmare Before Christmas world and fight alongside Sora and Riku and Donald and Goofy. Many of whom are fast enough to fly across the universe. And we've calculated this in the show to be like, I think it was something quadrillion times, maybe it was just billions of times the speed of light, but something like super crazy like that.
Maybe it's just billions.
Maybe it's just billions. He also gets other spells in Kingdom Hearts. Let me just pull them up. He gets Blazing Fury, Icy Terror, again, consistent with the stuff we're talking about. Bolts of Sorrow, again, well, it's actually lightning. It's not scary. Ghostly Scream, Gravity, which increases gravity, Luck, which increases luck drop rate. He can increase the amount of MP he has. Now, you might say, hey, Kingdom Hearts is just too different. And we don't composite things that are completely different. First, Kingdom Hearts is different outside of each and every individual world. The Disney worlds that you go into are basically exactly the same, except for the random incursion of Sora and Goofy and Donald and whoever. And Goofy and Donald and Mickey in their cartoons are always in completely different roles. There is no like a total consistency among like their appearances, right? Mickey can be like a musketeer, for instance. And I would say that Nightmare Before Christmas is uniquely susceptible to being composited with Kingdom Hearts because Nightmare Before Christmas is a world with an established like kind of multiverse. You can hop into different worlds within Nightmare Before Christmas. There's the Halloween world, there's the Thanksgiving world, there's a whole forest out there that we don't see. Who's to say that there isn't a world that more directly connects to Kingdom Hearts?
All right. Well, we saw him pass through a lot of trees in that forest, and they didn't have doors. It was only when he went to the very special.
We didn't see every single tree. It's also like the way that Kingdom Hearts characters get to your world is different than just through trees.
I do want to bring up that by Death Battle rules, if we were to do a Death Battle episode, we probably would not include Kingdom Hearts.
Right.
Because
It makes sense for Sora or Kingdom Hearts because like it's canon to them, but
because
they, like,
Kingdom Hearts, even though they go into the movies and whatnot that are Disney, it's obviously a different version of it because they can somehow keep up. Fucking Simba can keep up with Sora. How the hell would Simba be able to do that based on like anything he's done in the movies or whatnot? It just doesn't add up in that way. So I'm not convinced that we should be including this.
Well,
I'm not saying it's not necessarily out of the realm of possibility, but I'm not convinced.
That's not the only point I want to make. That's part A. Part A is that if you include Kingdom Hearts, then Jack actually has a speed advantage in his favor. The second part that I want to make is that the speed advantage that the Grinch has would aid him in combat, but that combat is not going to be able to kill Jack. Jack can be reduced to a literal puddle and regenerate. It is a game mechanic. It's like in Wario. He can also be turned into a ghost and come back to life. He is undead. He is immortal. The Grinch does not have a way of killing him. Certainly that Jack could not also replicate, since Jack can literally come back from dying.
We know that the
Blue
Grinch
Blader
can
in the
touch.
chat says the movies are actually anti-feats. So just imagine Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts
yeah,
comes
yeah.
out and just rewrites
Yeah, what
everything.
do you
It's like,
wanna-
yeah,
what do you wanna
everything that happened in
downplay
movies,
him?
that doesn't matter. Simba couldn't run away from the hyenas? Ah,
Yeah.
anti-feat.
Who's to say that the hyenas aren't moving at 3 billion times the speed of light?
Yeah.
They were moving faster than
So-
light
Yeah,
across
yeah.
the savannah the whole time.
If the Grinch lives on a planet-sized snowflake, then those hyenas are faster than fucking light.
The wildebeest are planet level.
Yeah.
That's what it took to take down Mufasa.
So here's the thing: ghost form. We know that the Grinch can literally grab the intangible and make it tangible. Right? We've seen that with the dream grabbing.
Oh, that's
of-
not the same thing. He can pull stuff
What's
out
the
of your
difference
fucking
between a
dreams.
ghost and a thought, Liam?
One of them is dead.
Wait,
Dad.
if he can look into somebody's dreams, I was thinking about this when you brought it up. Can he look into just people's thoughts in general? Like, if Jack is thinking, "Oh, I have a way to kill Grinch," could he reach into his thoughts and remove that idea from
What the
Jack's
fuck-
mind?
What are you talking about?
Here's why. Here's. I want to talk about this because this is the next part I was going to. I want to say yes because in addition, the
I wanna
Grinch can
win
break the fourth
argument.
wall.
That's why you want to say yes.
No, because the Grinch can also break the fourth wall. In this like puppet show, he's there. I mean, so he's doing a music video, and he's like singing in this music video. He's got like backup singers and whatever, and then he gets to the point where he spikes the ledge, headbutts the camera, and steps through the TV into where the kid is watching the music video, and he's just there with them to then tell this kid that the hotel he's in is not big enough for the two of them and he needs to leave. So the Grinch does have some fourth wall breaking, which I think lends to the fact that he could probably mess with Jack.
I also want to address something that has been brought up in the chat a couple times. Voldegar is specifically bringing it up right now. Whoville is the size of a snowflake or a speck of dust. The size difference is huge. I actually think that might support the light speed feats because we technically do not know how large a snowflake is in the universe
Then
of the Grinch.
I was joking
It's-
before, but then yes, the hyenas are faster than light because we don't know if these aren't just faster than
Yeah.
light hyenas.
They're in fucking Africa. Like,
Well,
What do you mean
so-
snowflakes? Snowflakes are this
The-
fucking microscopic.
Dr. Seuss is a weird ass world. Like he's got a weird ass world going on. It
I
could
think-
totally be a whole different
Look,
planet-sized thing or whatever.
I think the reason
Wow.
Liam and I both didn't bring this up is because it's like I like to call it's the Men in Black argument. We know our entire world is this thing's right, but then it's like, the end of the movie, we're actually a marble.
Yeah.
being played, it's like who knows what the scaling is
I would
in that
equalize
universe or
their
anything.
size. I would equalize their size.
Yeah.
And if the feet that you just for the record, if the feet that you said 486 miles or whatever, then those are miles. It doesn't matter. It's regardless of a mile is a mile. There is no
Right.
like snowflake mile.
Yeah, and then in addition to that, just to throw it out there for more comparison, so the Grinch has size manipulation through magic in the really old cartoon where he's got the crazy eyebrows. Y'all remember that one? Which, by the way, his eyebrows are sentient. He can deploy them, and they turn into a bird and harass people. Cool.
So he has multiple ways to create like sentient creatures that assist him.
Yes, again, the color stuff; those create
As does
things
Jack.
that attack at people. The
Does
eyebrows.
this become
yeah,
an
Jack has
army fight?
yeah, the Grinchlings. Yeah, it could get wild. But in that, he literally, it's magic because you know the magic sparkle, the classic magic old cartoon sparkle. It's like a little bit of sparkly stars or whatever. He's just like, he shrinks himself down like super small, and then he's like, and he shrinks him, grows himself like super large, and he's just basically like, I can change my size. And so it's just like, all right, who knows what the limits of that are. But he apparently very casually can shrink himself down or grow large.
Okay.
And Jack can steal fucking souls. I think that, like, in a more serious note, like, the Grinch has a lot of like really cartoony stuff, but it's not like not all of it is directly applicable to like murder and fighting. It's like, ooh, we can steal sounds. Okay, like let's not get wrapped up in the fact that stealing sounds from a 50-mile radius is not gonna like aid him in a fight. It's not like Jack relies on fucking like speaking curses.
I did see some people in the chat saying that the soul robber doesn't actually just steal souls, that it like drains.
It drains.
It chips
which
away.
I said,
but it requires multiple hits.
It requires multiple hits. Yeah, but it doesn't.
It's not like it's just like a weapon that he basically hits things with.
Yes.
And the way he damages them is that it damages their soul or something along those lines.
Yeah, but that of course would bypass durability, right? Because it's directly attacking your soul rather than doing physical harm. Yeah,
unless Grinch doesn't have a soul.
Oh, we can't start doing this. We can't do the like. Well, he's never been shown having a soul. Okay.
No, Liam, I'll hand you this one. I will hand you this one. This is my gift. This is my gift to you. My early Christmas gift to you.
You don't need to give me any gifts in this debate. I'm very confident.
That's okay. No, because I looked into this. And Cindy Lou Who, specifically in her speech, when she wants to make him the Cheermeister, refers to him as the soul that needs it the most. So the Grinch has a soul.
Yeah.
According to a tiny child.
Yeah, according to a tiny child. Yes, but also his soul is now bolstered with the Christmas spirit more than any other Who. It's gonna take a while to chip away at that thing.
I don't think
you're trying to chip away at the spirit of Christmas, man.
Spirit of Christmas will defend
to
his
add
soul.
on to that, every time that he does, Jack does whittle away some of your soul, he actually absorbs it into himself, becoming stronger. So even if you want to argue that he has like an empowered soul, then that's just going to be empowering Jack by the same amount.
I don't think he would ever tag the Grinch. I think the Grinch is 314 times the speed of light,
and he can't kill him, and he can't kill Jack because Jack can regenerate.
Hold on, I have more math. 1 second.
Physical force is not going to be able to help him.
Wait, do you have something to show, Chad?
Nothing to show. Just wanted to talk over how strong the Grinch is if I'm using the same scaling when it comes to the shoveling.
Okay, because we do need to move on.
Yeah, we're in the last 15 minutes.
All right, very quick.
Something.
Yes, very quick. Using the same scaling for the digging stuff because it was also very physical and you got to lift all that shit. The average man can lift 115 pounds based on the digging. The Grinch should be able to lift 15,161,541.12 tons.
Okay. With that in mind, everybody start thinking about who you're going to vote for. We will get to the vote in just a minute. Right now, it's time to talk about what is going on. And we got two things to talk about. First, we'll talk about just a brief little update on the 24-hour window thing. Chad, do you want to take this one?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So hey, we just want to be like super transparent and keep y'all in the loop. Yeah, doing some testing. We've done 2 episodes. We want to collect a lot, of data for this kind of stuff because it's like a really big decision when it comes to like, shifting how we're doing deliveries and things. And so far, so it's looking like it really does hurt us to release content for memberships. But we've only done 2 tests. But I can tell you that in both of these episodes, impressions have been way up. And it's the episodes that we've hit over 1 million views within the first day on both of these. And so we want to collect a little bit more data because, again, there can be matchup dependent things. But like this episode right here, it was an anime fight, but it was 2 new franchises we've never done before. And one of the things that we're talking about is like impressions are so important and key into us finding new audience, right? And so like, there may be somebody who's really interested in Jujutsu Kaisen or whatever that has never heard of Death Battle. And because of our impressions are better, they might have gotten served that and then seen it. And then now they may become a viewer of ours or a member of the community and could be a good friend to all of us. So yeah, we'll keep you guys updated. We want to do a little more testing because we want 2 data sets is better than 1, but we still want to look at this further because we want to make a decision with the most informed decision that we can. And so we'll keep y'all up to date, but we really appreciate y'all sticking around and staying members. And yeah, that's what's going on with that.
Absolutely. And we understand if people, if you're thinking like, this might not be worth my membership anymore. We totally understand that. Though we have started discussions over what we will do to replace that a benefit if we do end up making this a more permanent thing. But yeah, we just want to keep you up to date. But speaking of members and what you guys can do, we have an update for the Tournament of...
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
Like, he didn't invoke its full legal name.
Maybe all I have to do is say
demon.
tournament. Welcome
to the Tournament of Champions!
It's growing stronger.
Oh no, now I have to be really careful about what I say. Okay, so in that thing that we're doing, we do have another vote that you guys have voted on for the next round of matchups. We're getting close to the end of the first complete what is it called? Set?
Round of the bracket, yeah.
Yeah. So in this latest round, we had Let me look at this. We had Lucina versus Grovile, Mega Man X versus Optimus Primal, Percy Jackson versus Zagreus, and Scott Pilgrim versus Kazuma Sato. Wow, this was super interesting to see how this vote went down. But we do have a winner, and the matchup that will move on to the next round of the
The Grinch.
is.
Sorry.
And let's go ahead and bring up that image. I believe we have it. X versus Optimus Primal.
Yes.
With 43% of the vote.
That's the one I wanted.
I'm actually
surprised.
kind of surprised. Yeah.
You guys need to play Hades more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. And now, of course, all of these suggestions, or all of these matchups are based on suggestions that you guys have given us in the Death Battle Discord in the champion board there. So thank you all so much for being there and providing these ideas to put on the Tournament of Champions.
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
So X versus Optimus Primal moves on to the next round, or the next bracket. We have another round coming up. So let's find out who's competing next.
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions! Vote for your favorite match out of these four to happen next year on Death Battle! All champions get a say. And if you're not a champion yet, well, what are you waiting for? Come on, click that join button below and throw your hat in the ring today.
This, dude.
Some good ones this round, huh?
Guys, do Palpatine Xehanort so that I can voice Palpatine again. Do it. Or we
So
get Mike
Spike-
Staklasa to do it.
Spike versus, oh, that'd be fun.
That'd
I
be
wonder if
great,
he would
right?
go for that. Spike versus Revy, Hulk versus Godzilla, Palpatine versus Xehanort, Ellie versus Clementine. These are 4 matchups. We were very interested to see what you all think of them. Again, based on suggestions in the Discord. Very interested to see what you guys are going to vote on.
I can't choose between Ellie Clem and Spike Revy, and then also Hulk versus Godzilla would be so cool. Ah, God.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy with any of these 4 winning the whole thing, honestly.
I could miss Hulk versus
really
Godzilla
strong
because
week.
I don't
You
want
could?
Godzilla to lose. I don't want to ever see Godzilla lose. Godzilla
Big creature
Godzilla
fight,
is like a
Liam.
Superman.
Yeah.
You know, he's like not supposed to lose. You know, he's like I love Godzilla. I love.
Have you
Godzilla.
seen the anime that I think it was on Netflix, the like End of the World Godzilla? I think that one could maybe keep up with Hulk. He's
Oh.
fucking crazy.
like a universe busting?
So-
I don't know.
I believe
I'll just
he
tell you
is.
this. When we were talking about this matchup, we saw that it got suggested. I'm like, I want to do that fight just for the shot where we pan out really far.
Yeah.
And it's cool. The Hulk has Godzilla by its tail, but you don't see that. You just see Godzilla.
I really like Hulk Godzilla. I think that could be really good.
bring
Kid
back
Jarks, thank you
the-
for the membership.
Thanks, Kid Drax.
Fuck calc. The
Oh.
stupidest calculation ever done on a
Oh
death battle.
God. I'm sure we can find something better than that.
Unintentionally, like it established Marvel universe multipliers for the next couple of episodes. That was really funny.
Yeah. But yes, so go ahead. That will be up on the Death Battle channel page very soon. You'll be able to get your vote in. That is under the member or under the community tab on the Death Battle YouTube page. So go ahead and check that out once it is up. I believe that'll come out after we're done recording this live. Of course, if you're watching the VOD of this, which goes up on Friday, then it's already up. You can go vote for it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well-
gosh. And then next week, we will have a conclusion, a result to it, as well as the last round of the first bracket, which will conclude all the matchups that move into the semifinals. And then we just get to the semifinals, and then we get to the finals, and it's going to decide an episode for next year, which is
It's going to get crazy.
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. Wow. It's happening, guys. It's really happening.
Yeah, if you guys got gifted a membership, by the way, go sign up for our Discord. Go check out all the membership content we have for y'all, and check it out. And then maybe consider sticking around.
All right. Let's get back to the community death battle. The poll is coming up right now. There you go. So you can go ahead and get your votes in. but we're going to get our votes in first, as well as the answers that you guys provided before the show started. Let's go ahead and bring those up.
All right, this one from Sora. Can't read that. I mean, Jack is actually a protector of Halloween Town and fights to defend it regularly, both in the film and the video games, even excluding Kingdom Hearts, giving him an experience and weaponry ability advantage. Oh, no. Even his reputation amongst antagonistic forces shows that they see him as someone not to be trifled with. Grinch is just a buzzkill on a hill. Jack's got us in the trick-or-treat bag. Yeah, you didn't expect me to calc him at 314 times the speed of light, did you? All right.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Buzzkill on a hill. I love that. Okay. So that is the answer for Jack. We do have an answer for Grinch, I believe. Let's go ahead and bring that up.
Let's do it. I'm a calendar man. Love that guy. All right. Keep in mind that the Grinch at the end of the story gains the strength of 10 Grinches plus 2. Oh, before this power up, he was able to outmuscle his dog Max. He could pull the sleigh with all the presents on it. His physical stats after this upgrade would be astronomical. That's not mentioning his paraphernalia wagon and dark house, which he can control reality inside. I'm sorry, where was this? Grinch can also read minds and even stole the sugar plums. Yep, yeah, out of Sleeping Children. Grinch is going to be Jack's nightmare before Christmas. Love that. What is this? Dark House.
The Dark House is on that
From the Cat in the Hat.
Feats thing. I remember that.
Yeah.
I didn't see any reality.
I remember reading
that.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
I don't know what it is.
The counter that because I looked up, I was reading a blog actually that went over the fight, and the counter was that like you need to like be in the house for it to work. So it was, they were like, it's not really a combat applicable unless you're already inside.
Yeah, it was listed, but
if he can get him in the house, he can alter reality in it.
I mean, it made the house like bounce and stuff, but then he like shot the like color thing, and that was more the color beam that did all the crazy stuff.
Yeah, I don't know
which I talked about.
Extent of the reality weapon is either.
Okay.
So he says, you investigated the Grinch. Have I not proved that, sir?
Yeah.
Well,
Chad,
wait.
Come on.
So, Chad, this puppet show that you talked about, where you calculated his strength and speed, was he still a grump in that one?
Yes.
So technically,
he is
twice as strong and twice as fast as the numbers that you've given.
Exactly.
Okay.
Multiply it all by 2.
Fascinating.
Because that's true. Because the stuff that I did calc was before his strength increase. Because that was once he got better.
Jack probably scales to
once
Zeta
he got the triple heart.
They just double that strength and double that speed. There you go.
All right, let's get to this then. Our first vote is going to come from you guys before the show. Let's go ahead and bring up the community.
It's going to be Jack because nobody dug into what I did.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow,
my goodness.
84% to Jack. Okay. That's pretty sizable lead from the initial vote, but we'll see if that changes with the live vote. Okay, we got 1 vote for Jack. 3 votes left. Aaron, what are you thinking?
As much as I really enjoyed all of Chad's arguments for the Grinch,
I did
think you did math, and I'm so proud of you. I do think ultimately, just between like the scare feat and durability and extreme difficulty to actually kill someone who's technically undead, I think it has to be Jack.
He will blitz him and swing his shovel so hard his bones turn to nothing.
And then he'll come right back to life.
And then he'll eat it.
He is a skeleton.
He can be
More vulnerable.
He can be turned into a ghost. He can be turned into a ghost and come back to life.
And he'll pull him tangible. And then eat him again.
He's gonna steal his soul.
Okay.
You put him inside of him, the soul's gonna be even easier to get at.
No, he needs the sticky hand whip.
It's attached to him.
I am thinking we didn't really talk about it too much, so I might have missed something. But the vacuum suck. What the hell was it called? The sound
vacuum sound.
Vacuum sound. I think that's going to be pretty detrimental to Jack. He's not going to be able to use music anymore. You know what, Chad? I'll give you this one. Because of the vacuum sound and the math. You've convinced me that he is faster and stronger than Jack, and that's pretty decisive.
Like this.
Sorry, when people, I want to clarify something because like we're counting a puppet show, but not count Kingdom Hearts. The puppet, when I say puppet, it's like a Muppet. It's a full-on, like it's like a Muppet show with. The Grinch.
Wasn't it like a Muppets crossover?
Yeah, it's
Kinda
like the
like
Doctor
Kingdom
Who.
Hearts?
Sorry, Doctor Who. Dr. Seuss. Like characters are all in this world, and so the Grinch
Yeah.
goes around and fucks with all of them. Like they build like Horton Here's a Who
Oh.
builds a roller coaster or something, and then he literally
So,
destroys
wait,
it with a blowtorch.
Wait!
Well, then
It's a
never mind. Never mind.
crossover.
Jack wins. I'm changing my
Yes!
vote.
That's literally Kingdom Hearts!
I'm voting for Jack. So that's 3 votes for
No,
Jack.
they just
Let's
exist
go.
in different in the world, but it's like they're not like it's not like one specific. Whatever.
If
It
it's
does
still
sound
like
pretty
canon
similar.
to the Dr. Seuss verse, whereas
He
Kingdom
is the
Hearts
Grinch in
is
that.
only really
Yeah, sorry,
canon
I'm
to
sorry.
the core characters of Kingdom Hearts.
Technically, Jack is the Jack in Kingdom Hearts. Anyway, all right. My vote is for Jack. So it's 3 for Jack, but we'll see if you guys vote differently. Maybe it'll help sway some people.
Why do you
let's-
fuck me when I do the most work? Like,
Isn't it the worst, Chad? Doesn't it suck? Because it's happened to me,
right.
buddy. It's happened to me.
Let's go ahead and end the poll in the chat in 3, 2, 1, with a total vote of. Again, YouTube does something weird with the math. Out of 99%, Grinch has 40% and Jack has 59%. There's 1% just floating around somewhere. Jack wins with
a fucking
4
sweep?
votes.
Are you kidding me?
There you
That
go.
unbelievable.
And you
Go to
know,
hell for laughing.
we didn't even touch on the fact that Jack is in Fortnite now.
Yeah,
Yeah, he could get killed
see,
by a bullet.
I did not include any Fortnite scaling, which apparently gets to like multiversal. I've heard it could be bullshit. I don't know.
I have no idea how that would even be
Goku's
incorporated.
in there. Goku's in there. Yeah.
Well,
But can Jack defeat Goku?
Yeah, I'm gonna go and kill. I love that. Somebody on Twitter said that they were watching Gojo Makima and they skipped ahead right to the fight. Eye roll. But what they did, they skipped right to the combatants are set, and the first image that shows up on the Gojo half of the screen is him doing the Fortnite dance in Fortnite. And it's like the first thing that they saw. I'm glad.
yeah, you skip to the fight, that's what you get.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thanks everybody for voting, and that is it. Jack wins. Of course,
I can't believe. Sweep, really? Oh, God damn it.
make sure
sorry,
to
pal.
check out our upcoming vote for the current round of the Remove Champions. And you can go to
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
Champions Discord to let us know which matchups you think should be in the next round of
That.
Welcome to the Tournament of
You thought
Champions!
you were safe.
Also, if you are a champion in the Discord, which any champion can join the Discord, we will be having a community event this Thursday. I think it's this Thursday. Yeah, where
It's Thursday the 26th. So if you're watching the VOD, you missed it, but you can tune in for the one next month.
yes, we do these every month. Get together with everybody in the community Discord. This week will be a big researcher thing. We'll have the researchers chatting with everybody about potential matchups and things like that. So it's going to be a big one. Very excited for it. All right, and of course we have a new death battle coming very soon. Tune in to next week's episode of Death Battle Cast to see a sneak peek for Scooby-Doo versus Courage the Cowardly Dog. Oh my god, very excited
Tune
about
in.
it.
Very excited.
All right, with that being said, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week. Take care.